if you are a person that's like straight out matric, or you just don't have any work experience for whatever reason, you might be like, what CV am I going to be making when I don't have any work experience? But I'm here to help you with that. Guys, welcome back. I'm super excited to be back. Today I'm going to be talking about CVs, how to compile a convincing CV that will land you that job that you've wanted, that you are applying for. So my name is Tsungi and this is Rooted and Rising. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for being here today, and if you're new here, please do subscribe. It is completely free. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about CVs, how to make a CV and the formatting of all of it, and things that you should and should not do when you are making a CV. So I am targeting two specific type of people today. So if you are firstly a person that has no experience, or if you're a person that does have work experience, I know that I really struggled initially with my CV because I was like, I'm out of matric, I'm now in university, so I have gotten a few things along the way. However, if you are a person that's like straight out of matric, or you just don't have any work experience for whatever reason, you might be like, what CV am I going to be making when I don't have any work experience? But I'm here to help you with that. I have created an ebook that will show you all of this stuff. So do download that, and also make sure you follow me on Instagram, where I post other resources regularly, as well as my TikTok, where I'll be doing the same, where you can get bursaries and all of that stuff. Let's start off with the different types of CVs that one can get. So you have here, I'll put a creative CV, and these are the type of CVs that you usually find on Canva, and they have your picture, there's colors, there's this, there's that, there's circles, everything. Now this is not the type of CV you want to use if you're not going for a creative job post. So if you are, let's say, a model, or you're applying for maybe a social media management role or something like that, then obviously you want to showcase that, and that is if you're going to be applying through email. So if it's one of those like a site, let's say I think JobJack is what it's called, where you just literally submit your CV. You do not want to be putting a CV in like that. Here there's a thing called ATS, and that's basically like it's AI that basically scans through your CV, and that's what's going to like determine whether or not they're going to even look at your application. That's human people actually looking at it. So assume that AI is going to be doing it, meaning you want to literally just be specific. Don't go around talking about random stuff that is not necessary. It's not going to help you. I'll also get to cover letters. I think I'll do that in the next video. Then you have your ATS friendly CV. You have your ATS friendly CV. Now an ATS friendly CV is one that you've either created maybe on Canva or on Word. The less pages on your CV, the better. Recruiters are not trying to read through 5 pages on how you're so amazing. They just want to see, do you align with their goals for their company, and whether you'll fit. If that's really all they're doing. So don't try and make it long, making it look as if it will show that you're more experienced, or you know your stuff. It's not going to help you. Don't make it a PDF. Obviously, when you're applying for your job post, they'll tell you how they want it to be done before we even get to the parts of CV. Colors, navy blue, black, or corporate colors. Don't go putting pink because you're a bubbly person and you want to show them, unless if it's a creative role, again, where they want to see your creativity. You do not want to be putting colors and borders and fancy things. They don't care. So we're going to start off, you put your name and surname. That's going to be like the biggest font, the thing that's in the biggest font. And then the rest of your font, you can go with size 12 using normal fonts, maybe Arial. I think Calibri is one of the other ones, and Times New Roman. Then you're going to put the job post that you're going for. You're going to obviously mention what job it is, whether it's a creative director, maybe not creative director, but let's say candidate attorney is your post that you're going for. You're going to go and put that in there, and then you're gonna put your area that you live in, your contact details, which is your phone number, your email, and your LinkedIn. Don't put your date of birth. Don't put no other details about yourself. Don't put your date of birth, your ID number, your random things. We don't do those there. Don't. You only need to be putting one phone number. When recruiters are looking at your thing, they're obviously going to be thinking, okay, fine, so there's this person here, I'm going to try give them a call. Now, if there's 5 different phone numbers, they're gonna be like, this person is probably not reachable. They're probably not reliable. And do they want a person that's not reachable or reliable working for them? No, they don't. So make sure it's just one and you use that number. That's like your number that you're actually using, you know? So we now have the details part of it. Firstly, details part, which is your name, obviously, and those details that I have mentioned, and your LinkedIn profile. I will be making a video on LinkedIn and all of that jazz. Make sure that you subscribe. I did put a note for that. If you haven't subscribed already, I know this has been helpful so far. Please do subscribe. I really do appreciate when you subscribe. And do not skip the ads, please. Like, the money comes to me, so don't do that to me. Don't. Okay, so summary. Now, after that, we're going to go to the summary. This is basically where you're just going to talk about who you are as a person and why you would add value to their company. So I'm a graduate. I've graduated from this university and I am passionate about this and that, and I hope to add value by doing this and these are my goals. Basically just showing them who you are, showing that you can communicate effectively. This, you're going to use obviously your mind, but also go through it with a chat GPT maybe, but don't use it to create the words, you know what I mean? So use it to edit what you've created, because they want to know that they're talking to a human here, like they want a human to be applying, you know? So this is where we kind of now split into two. If you do have experience, you're gonna go on to your skills and then we'll cover work experience. If you do not have any work experience, you'll simply go to your education first, right? If you do have work experience, you're gonna go to your skills first. Now in your skills, you'll talk about your technical and your soft skills. So if you're, let's say, a graphic designer, you'll talk about you're good at, I don't know, PowerPoint, whatever graphic designing apps people use, right? That's what you're going to mention there. And then you also use your soft skills, which is communication, this, that, and you're going to use those later on. Those skills should tie in with your work experience later on that you're going to mention, where maybe you worked at this job and you learned how to communicate by doing this. If you don't have work experience, you're probably thinking like, what's going to happen with me? I got you. So you're going to go on to your education. That's where you're just going to go list your education, and from the most recent to the least, to that one. Yes, so you're gonna put your education down. Probably you're in matric, or maybe you're not matric or university, so you'll just mention your university, whatever you studied, and the years that you studied from there till when you completed, and then also maybe your accomplishments during that time, what value you added to the institution or wherever you were, you know, what you learned from there essentially. And then that's where you can go on to mention your leadership roles. You can mention societies that you're a part of, sports that you played, any district achievements, provincial achievements, sports, academics, everything. That's where you mention that. If you know that you don't have work experience, like you're going to go in on your education part, right? And so work experience. So now we're going to go on to, so we've done our skills or education if you are without work experience. Then we're going to go to work experience, which is if you're a person that does have work experience, that's where you come in now. Don't put your first job that you worked at the beginning. You put the most recent thing that you've done, going on to the things that you've done in the past, right? So you're going to go with firstly your the job title, company name, and the date that you started there and ended, as well as bullet points of your value that you've added to that company. So similar to your education, but you know. Then if you, at that point, if you have work experience, you'll just go on to, after mentioning that, you'll go on to mention your education, which is your, like, maybe 3 most recent. Obviously, if you have work experience, you don't need to be putting your matric and this, that, unless if you have a school that will speak for you. Like, you know, if you know that you have a school that the name carries weight, then you want to add that in there. But if not, don't worry about it. Just put whatever education you have, put it in there. References, that's our last point, references. Now, this is a really tricksy one, right? Because you want to obviously have people that can vouch for you. Make sure that if you do put any people's names, email addresses, make sure you get their consent first, because you can't actually be sharing that information to recruiters and HR teams without letting the person know, because that's a violation of their privacy, right? So make sure that you do actually get the consent from the person. Make sure that they know that what role you're applying for, so that they know how to speak about you. And if not, you can even just say references available upon request. I would suggest doing that, because if they haven't said put references in, they might not even necessarily need any references. And if they do, then you know that's a good indication that you might be actually getting this job, and you know who to approach, when to approach them, so that they can be also awaiting that communication from your company, your future employer. Right? I'm just going to recap it quickly just so that you make sure you get it. So firstly, you have your details section. That's going to be your name with all your details, the area. Don't put your address. Yeah. That, and then obviously you have the colors that color scheme that we spoke about, and job post. That's what the job that you're going for. And then also the area and contact details. That's like the first section. Second section is your summary. Now your summary is basically who you are, your job is who you are, the description of who you are. And then your skills, which are your soft skills and your technical skills. And then if you don't have work experience, you go straight into education. If you do have work experience, you talk about your work experience, and then you go on to your education, and lastly, references. Now, make sure that it is less than 2 pages is perfect, guys. Like, try not to go to 3. If you are really experienced, you have 20 years work experience, then you're going to be putting in like pages. Otherwise, make it simple, make it quick, straight to the point, make sure it's neat, structured well. And also I'll be linking resources down below, so make sure you do go and click those. When you're there, also click subscribe. But yeah, guys, thank you so much if you are a returning subscriber. If you are now a new subscriber, thank you so much. I do appreciate you subscribing. Make sure you like the video, and also my TikTok and Instagram. Go do what you need to do there, because TikTok, guys, I'm sharing bursaries, like I'm dropping bursaries. So if you are still looking for funding for 2026 and you aren't following my TikTok, I can't even feel sorry for you. Like, at this point, it's on you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. This is Tsungi from Rooted and Rising, and see you next time.